What do you think about being a big sister? What do you think of it? Are you excited? Yeah? Are you excited to be a big sister? Hi everybody, my name is Jenny. I am an elementary school teacher and also a graduate student getting my Ed.D. And I'm also a mom to a beautiful daughter named Alice, who is about a year old. And as you can tell from the title of this video, we are expecting our second and our last child. Yay! At the end of the video, I am going to include a little clip finding out the gender of our child. So if you want to see whether we're having a girl or a boy, stay to the end and you will be able to see that. But in this video, I wanted to include our birth plan for the second time around, how I'm feeling about 2 under 2, and just generally what our thoughts are on this pregnancy. So let's get into it. So the first thing I wanted to talk about was the age gap. So the age gap that will be more or less between our children is my daughter Alice will be about 16 months when baby number 2 is born. So we'll have about a 16-month age gap. That's going to be very challenging, I have no doubt. And it could be earlier. I mean, my first pregnancy, I gave birth at 34 weeks, 5 days. Fingers and toes crossed that I go full term this time, but I just don't know. So it could be 15 months of an age difference. So that is kind of the age difference there. We definitely are feeling a little stressed about that. I'm going to be taking my full FMLA weeks of maternity leave, and we are very lucky to have an amazing nanny. So she's going to be coming every day too, at the same amount of time that she has been coming, just to help out and take care of Alice, or maybe even take care of baby number 2 just a little bit, to give me some breaks sometimes to either sleep or pump or whatever it is that I need to do. We'll see how nursing works out for me this time. But it's going to be very interesting to have 2 so close together. The second thing I wanted to talk about was my birth plan. So for my birth plan, I know I mentioned in my previous video about my birth experience with my daughter is that I had a C-section the first time around. Now the C-section I had was because of my daughter being in the breech position. I did not have any trial of labor at all. So when I talked to my doctor about this, he told me the risks of having a VBAC, which is a vaginal birth after cesarean, especially within the time frame that it's going to be 16 months. Usually they want you to wait at least 18 months. So he said, you know, there's a risk of infection, so it's something that you need to keep in mind. So my decision, what I decided to do is I went ahead and I scheduled a C-section for 39 weeks, which is when you'd schedule your C-section. And then my plan is if I go into labor before then, I will try a trial of labor, and if it winds up that I have to have a C-section, then that's what we're going to do. I'm not going to fight it if that's what's best for baby and for my health. I know that personally for me, I would very much like to have a VBAC, but at the same time, it would be selfish for me to force my body and my child to go through that, knowing that I'm putting myself and my baby at risk potentially. So like I said, I'm hoping for a VBAC. If I go into labor a little earlier naturally, then I'm going to try it and see how it goes. But I did schedule a C-section as well, and my doctor's fully supportive of that. So he said I'm a decent candidate for a VBAC simply because I didn't even get to go through a trial of labor. So it wasn't like my labor wasn't progressing, and that's why I had to have a C-section. So that is my birth plan. We'll see how it goes as I go along in this process. So we'll just see how it goes. That's the plan right now. So the other thing I wanted to cover is how I feel about starting my doctorate while having 2 under 2. And this is something that a lot of my family members have been concerned about, and said, are you sure that you could do this and teach and raise 2 kids and do the doctorate? And I said, no, I'm not sure, but you know what, I'm going to do it anyway. I have worked really hard to get to the point where I got into a doctoral program and I can actually do my doctorate. And honestly, I've done it before, sort of. I finished my specialist of education while I was home with my my newborn daughter last time. So it's not that I haven't done classes while also having a newborn, it's just the added bonus of teaching and doing those classes. My hope is by the time I go back into the classroom, my daughter will be about, my daughter will be 18 months old by then, and then my second baby will be somewhere around 3 months old. So I'm hoping by then we'll have a better system. We'll see. I'm hoping we'll have a better sleep system so that I can actually have time to do some schoolwork. But when I'm home with both of my children, like I said, I have an amazing nanny that comes 4 hours a day. And so I'm hoping to get some schoolwork done during the time that she's here, or when my husband is home at night and I can do the schoolwork then. We're just gonna make it work. I don't know how it's gonna go. I could turn in some horrific trash assignments for the first semester, but you know what? Gonna make it work. It's gonna have to work. But I'm not too worried about it, to be perfectly honest. A lot of the professors are very understanding, and if I said, hey look, I just literally had a baby last week, I might need an extra week on this deadline, but it will be turned in. They're usually very understanding. So just talk to your professors if you're ever in a situation where you're about to have a baby and you're still wanting to take those classes too, because while my children are very important, you know, this is something that's very personally important to me too. So I want to make sure that I don't have to put that on hold necessarily for an entire year, but we'll see how it goes. I might wind up taking just one class in the spring if it seems like the fall is a lot. Okay, the last thing I wanted to show you is our very cute, very short gender reveal. I did the blood screener, the NIPT test, and it tests for genetic abnormalities and also the gender of your child. We don't really do gender reveals. That's not really our thing. We didn't want to do some big party just because it seems a little weird to, I don't know. It's not me personally. But we did want to do something small as a surprise with our daughter. So we made a point to get a balloon, and I had my coworkers fill it up, and I was very grateful to them for doing it. And then when I got home, my husband and I and my daughter popped the balloon to see what we were having. So here it is.
You ready?
Yeah. Yay!
Outdaughtered on TLC.
You have a sister. So as you can see, we are having another girl. We are so excited. To be perfectly honest, I wanted another girl. I was preferring just having 2 girls. Like I said, this is our last child, so it would have been fine if it was a boy. I would have been happy with a boy too. Having one of each sounds great, but I don't know. I just always felt like I was a girl mom and that I would do better as a girl mom. You boy moms are superheroes, and I give you all the props in the world because I just think I'm more suited for girls, and I don't know, I feel like they're a little bit easier for me personally, and just being a teacher too, I find that girls are a little bit easier in the classroom as well. Although this school year I have some incredible boys that I absolutely adore that made me think, okay, well maybe I could have a boy instead, and I'd be super happy about that. But we are having a girl, and I'm so excited. I cannot wait to introduce her to you all, and I cannot wait to share her name. But yes, we will have 2 girls, and I am very much looking forward to it. So if you liked what you saw in this video, please feel free to give it a thumbs up or subscribe if you'd like to see more content. I would love to connect with all of you, especially new moms or new teacher moms or even seasoned moms. Maybe we can learn from each other. I would really love that. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.